Welcome back from the break. I'm Uttar Pratap Singh. A 21-year-old woman in Uttar Pradesh's Muzaffarnagar has been allegedly raped and murdered by her brother-in-law and two others who later burned her body in a bid to destroy evidence. The accused, identified as Ashish, was reportedly pressuring the woman to marry him. The incident took place in Bavana village of Budhana area. The woman's family reported her missing on the 23rd of January. The main accused, Ashish, took out a loan of 40,000 rupees to hire two contract killers. During interrogation, he alleged that the victim was in relationship with him. He further alleged that she was blackmailing him. Police said Ashish, Shubham and Deepak took the woman on a scooter near the Nunu Canal. They gang raped her, strangled her with a scarf and then burned her body using petrol. Ashish was arrested, following which he confessed to the crime. The woman's charred remains have been recovered and a forensic examination is now underway. Police said the body was charred beyond recognition and her parents managed to identify her from partially burnt clothes, footwear, ring, all recovered from the crime scene. A case now has been registered against the accused and efforts are on to apprehend the absconding duo. Joining us live at this point is Brinda Dige, activist. Also with us, Nazia Ilahi Khan, women activist, who's also live with us. Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer, joins us live. Neha Rastogi, Supreme Court advocate, also is live with us now. Sanjay Sahai, the priority for the police obviously to catch the other accused who are still on the run. What do you make of this incident and what action would you demand from the police?
This is a very bizarre incident, and I think we have been talking of such rape cases for quite some time now. There is no denying the fact that there has been an illicit relationship based on whatever facts have come out in this case. And what happens behind the closed rooms is very difficult for the police to interfere into, get into, and it is not a job of the police. But having that, when the lady disappeared on the 21st and on 23rd, they got all the information. I think it is 2nd of February, they have been able to get only the main accused. And the two others also would be related or somewhere close by. And they were hired killers, not from anywhere outside, but might be in that vicinity, in that area. So I expect that they should be in a position to get these two accused earlier and plot the whole sequence of events. And they should be in a position to charge in the case. I think it will take 10 days, 15 days time, because that's the only way we can bring them to justice. Why this sort of a bizarre mentality is very difficult to say. So starting from illicit relationship and this guy claiming in his confessional statement that the victim was blackmailing him. So all those things do happen. There is no denying the fact that this is the nature of a sex crime which has happened earlier also. But currently, as a police officer, without getting into the nuances of psychology, relationship, and known people. See, what is most challenging for the police is that most of such rape cases happen with known people and also in known places. So that is one sort of a knot which police has not been able to unravel so far. I think might be the wider community would be able to help in that particular field. But police should do a foolproof investigation, and there is huge amount of forensic evidence as per what I have read so far. So that forensic evidence and the whole circumstantial evidence sequence leading to it should give a very clear-cut neat charge sheet, which was properly in the court of law. And given the new laws which are coming to operation, I think this case should be charge sheeted, taken to the trial, and something like the Arjikar case should be completed at the earliest.
Yes, Brinda Dige, you know, what is the depraved mindset of such individuals which has led them to commit such a crime? Reportedly, the main accused taking a loan to actually hire these two contract killers, gang raping the woman. He was related to her, of course, as I just said, claims he was in a relationship with her, burnt her body as well.
See, one of the first things is not only depraved, we have to address the issue of impunity. Impunity and the lack of fear of law, and also no fear of punishment. Because we have seen courts address these kind of cases time and again, but we never see any logical conclusion being brought to any of these cases. That said, like Mr. Sahai pointed out, she's gone missing on the 23rd of Jan. So what have the police been doing since then? And whatever might be the relationship, that it is a sex crime, that it's a vengeance crime, for him to have taken a loan and now the police say that he has confessed. Well, how did he confess so easily? because I'm sure he would have thought about all of these things, that taking out a loan, planning and plotting against this girl, gang rape, strangulating her to death. So all of this just goes to show that these kind of crimes are common, because in a patriarchal society like ours, we do not take these crimes seriously. We keep getting into this whole space of placing the burden on the woman, illicit relationship. So there's no illicit relationship where this man is concerned, because that man can have any number of relationships and he need not have to marry anybody. And the courts don't look at it also like that. This is a crime, gang rape and murder. So treat it like a crime. Let's not get into why she was murdered, how come she was murdered. Motive is required, but so is punishment. Fast track of this case is important. And we know that in Uttar Pradesh, they have time and again come up with these kind of cases, and we have not seen any logical conclusion. For that matter, across India, we have never seen the perpetrators, the rapists or the murderers getting a punishment. In 6 7 months time they get bail. So there is this, the lawyers also will tell these kind of people that don't worry, 6 7 months you stay inside, and then we will ask for bail and you will come out. And once they get bail, they are absconding. So the cases are just, kept like that cold. So now it is the time for the judiciary to also wake up and the prosecution to wake up and say that there is a clear law to fast track these cases. The law is also very clear. With BNS, we have the punishments which are even more severe, which means the courts must do their duty of extending that punishment in the swiftest time and send the message out very clearly that this is certain punishment, irrespective of who the person is, irrespective of what might be the motive of the crime. There is a crime committed, and which means everybody will be punished.
Okay, let me in fact quickly take that across to you as well, Neha Rastogi. What must be, the case now built up against these accused? Do you believe in such cases a death penalty must be awarded as as the harshest measure and also a deterrent for the other such potential gang rapists and murderers? What do you make of this particular case, and what should happen next now?
Yeah, hi there. Thank you for calling me. First, I would like to differ from Brinda ji because she is saying that judiciary is not serious about all this crime. As per me, on the daily basis, I see in court, judiciary is taking it very seriously. This crime. Last example, you can see that Calcutta incident, and before that, Nirbhaya another incident. You can see there is so many examples where actually judiciary has shown their real worth, and they have given the death penalty punishment only. But I'm wondering, this is all thing happening just because of mind setup of the society. What type of upbringing we are giving to boys, and what type of the society is encouraging that boys who is free to do all this crime. Look, nowadays women are not safe in home also. So there is nothing to do with the judiciary. Judiciary can't poke in their nose into house. This is the relation between the two house people, like they was relative to each other, and then it's happened. So basically it's we need to check on ourselves what type of upbringing we are giving to boys, and apart from that we have to check as a society where we are going. Right, judiciary is doing their work. They are doing their work very fine. They are giving the hardest punishment. Already, ma'am, there is so many examples are there. Judiciary can't do anything beyond this also. I believe even you can agree. We can't go into somebody's home and apart. This is your mindset of which is coming out. Revenge, taking loan from the bank for the murder. This is the revenge attitude. Nothing has to do with the judiciary. Judiciary is doing their work. Judiciary is doing their work. Excess maximum they can give the death penalty, which already they have given so many times. In future, we need to check ourselves. We need to work as a human. We have to show our humanity. We have to be little bit being in this society. Death penalty is already so many times they have given. We can't do anything more than that. And for your kind information, law never says that you will get a bail. It's an easy matter. You can come out from the jail. There is nothing like that. Law do their work where it's proved they get the full opportunity where they have to grant the bill. They come out from that direction only.
Okay, let me in fact quickly bring in Brinda Adige for a quick response before I get in Nazia as well. Yes, Brinda.
See, we let us place on record the responsibility that must be taken. Now you are talking that the earlier panelist spoke about, education. Absolutely, education, upbringing, all of that is a matter. But so is the media. Can you control the media? Can you control films like Animal, where they treat women with such depravity, where murder and rape?
Ma'am,
and
first you have to need to
hold on,
clarify
madam.
whether you have
Let
to
me
point out
finish,
judiciary or you have to
Madam?
point out the government. The movie passed by the censor board, not from the judiciary board.
Madam, hold on.
Yeah,
Only when the RG car case got so much of publicity because people came onto the streets demanding state to take action. If you know the case completely, you know that nothing was done for the first 8 hours. So don't observe the police, the judiciary, or the prosecution. That is their responsibility. Where is the fear of law? Am I afraid that I will be punished? No. Where is the fear that taking
Okay,
somebody's
I will
life
get Sanjay to
is a
respond to that in
crime?
just a second. Nazia, I can't come in here though on what you make of this particular case. How disgusting is it according to you, the entire sequence of events, and what do you believe now should be the exemplary punishment? Should examples be made of such cases?
Good evening, everyone, and my co-panelist. One more anxious scenario came forward to us, and I'm the voter of West Bengal, and I have seen the Suzette Jordan rape case. I have seen the Kamdani rape case. I have seen recently Muhammad Khaibar and Muhammad Yunus who raped a 8-year-old Hindu girl. But now the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita BNS section 64, 375, 377, 69 and 68 deals strongly with the punishment for rape. But now as a responsible woman of Bharat, I demand death penalty only. Even in the fast track court, and I really don't care that the rapists belong to the Muslim religion or Hindu religion. The death penalty is the appropriate penalty for the rapist, as per my opinion. And the involvement of political person and the involvement of media person, this is really obnoxious for the case. And one more thing, we have seen since morning the Samajwadi Party of Desh are crying like a crocodile. This is also obnoxious in this case. He is not worried to the justice of a victim. He is worried about his publicity. He is worried about his TRP. This is not approved. This is not allowed in a rape case. I think. I really think.
Sanjay Sahai, let me quickly draw you in here on now the policing as well. Brinda Adige, they're saying, where is the fear of law when you have such cases, of course, happening in various parts of the country? Is that a policing failure then? She's also questioning, why there is inaction by the police in the first hours of the RG car case, of course, but also in the first days of this particular case in Muzaffarnagar.
The RG case is, I think, known to all of us, and what Brinda is talking about, wheels within wheels. I think it is an accepted fact. When police comes into the picture, by the time it is late, and quite often, we also find issues like the RG car, where might be, let me continue, please. Where might be it snowballs after the police reaches the scene of offense, as was the case in the RG car. There is no denying the fact that even with BNS, the pace of investigation and the capacity of investigation to bring scientific and circumstantial evidence together as one consolidated body and charge sheet in 7 days' time, 10 days' time, which is possible, is not being done. The other part is whether the policing is happening on a regular basis of the level which is required in the 21st century in 2025. Now, the police administration on a day-to-day basis basically operates when the crime happens. The criminal intelligence, if you talk about it, leave the rape and murder case. The criminal intelligence, if you see all around the place, I think large amount of criminal or more of criminal intelligence is available to people who have been desperately trying to poke the police and the criminal justice to react and respond. That is the reality of life. And when you are talking about the judicial system, a judicial system, for whatever it does, There are cases where you can cite as they have done an exceptional job. But the unpredictability of the decision or the judgment and the time taken, and even in the RJKR case, now that the punishment has already been awarded, how long will it take to reach the Supreme Court, where it is finally decided if it goes to the Supreme Court? And in cases of one case we have seen of Gujarat, when everything has happened and finally they were let out on the Independence Day. There are lots of the cheerleaders who were basically fancy, and for their good behavior they came out. Now, I don't believe in this good behavior concept. I don't believe anything but for the delivery. And delivery is not happening. There might be reasons which Brinda talked about. There might be a variety of other reasons. And we are not here in defense of anybody. There is no denying the fact there's a huge amount of criminal justice system which is broken. So let's accept it. And there are remedial ways, but unfortunately, we are not putting heads, minds together, and the nature of effort which is required. And for every law to be successful, the enforcement capability and the capability to investigate and take it through the judicial scrutiny, that is more important rather than only the law getting legislated. And we cannot leave it to people. We cannot leave it to the civil society that they will come and then we will respond.
Correct.
In the RJKR case, we have also seen even the chief minister was responsible in variety of ways. And now she is talking of capital punishment. Where are we? I'm talking beyond beyond a police officer. I'm as much of a civilian as any of the co-panelists. And I'll certainly speak my mind.
Yes. No, fair enough. Let me quickly, in fact, now come back to Muzaffarnagar, because the RGKR case is a separate matter. We are focusing on Muzaffarnagar, of course, today, and Uttar Pradesh, Sanjay Sahai. What action should be taken against the police as well for the delay here?
See, when did they come to know? I'll get into from the intelligence part of it. Right. Now, there are people who would be on the beat in that particular village, Bavana village in Budhana area of Muzaffarnagar district. Now, there will be a police station where this case is registered. The police station will have large number of beats. And these beats are served on a regular basis. Periodicity depends. Might be weekly or bi-weekly or whatever. So, how did the police not get the information of disappearance of a young girl for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, whatever? That is the basic work which police is supposed to do. Police does two work. One is criminal intelligence and acts on it and provides a very safe, secure environment to the public by regular, good police administration, and not getting into one hi-fi case and charge sheet and that trial. We get comfort out of a very good policing administration where you say that SHO of my area will take care of me. If the SHOs come in the public, he generates trust, credibility, faith. He provides a different image of the police. So first is the intelligence part where they are paid. I don't know when it has come to their notice. The second is when Ashish was around, I don't think these other two guys would be somewhere very far off. And they are not the nature of criminals who are flown from somewhere, put into, say, in Bandra, and Bandra to do the job and they disappear to Dubai. They are not those criminals. They are local fellows who are doing for 10,000 rupees and 20,000 rupees. Let's be very clear about it. So those guys are somewhere there. Now, if the local police, the Muzaffarnagar police is not able to catch the local criminals and paid criminals of a petty type, the nature of the crime is most grievous. But I don't think the criminals who are involved in that have any idea of the grievances of the crime. Might be Ashish has, or he has for sure, but not the other two guys. We have seen in Bombay also, all these Supari killings for 50,000 rupees. Top shot is killed. So these two people have to be caught. And I hope and pray that the investigation which has been done so far from the forensic side, primarily, that is foolproof. The illicit relationship is proof. That is a motive. That we are not casting aspersions on anybody. Our job is not to cast aspersions, and it is proven in the court of law that we don't have to get into the character part of anybody. And character is equally applicable to man and woman. The law has to be gender agnostic. And I have spoken about it on all types of law. Laws even favoring the women, I'm against that as well. But in this particular case, these are the things which have to be attended. I think it would be advisable, though I have no rights to advise, but it is advisable that at least the Deputy Superintendent of Police or even senior. He does.
Okay,
the things
Brinda
on a
Dike, do you
day-to-day
believe,
basis.
how do you react to this sequence of events that Sanjay Sahai believes took place? Brinda Dike?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were asking me. I agree completely with Mr. Sahai, and I think we need to place this confidence in the public about police. 23rd, a missing complaint, and to date, you get information from the police, which also means to say that the police are not doing their patrolling, or they are not gathering their intelligence, or they are just being lackadaisical because this is a case of a woman who has been gang raped and murdered. Probably if it was a man, they might look at it differently, which I have seen in my experience. If a man has committed suicide or has been murdered, the way the police look at these cases is very different from the way a woman may be murdered, or a woman may be violated and sexually assaulted. And what is the confidence that must be placed with us, the citizens, is irrespective of who we are, irrespective of the connections that we might have, if there is a crime committed, the case will be thoroughly investigated and brought to court in the time as stipulated by the law. That is how you create confidence. When it comes to court, we want the judges to apply their mind, to bring perpetrators to justice. The victim is gone. The victim's family requires a closure. You don't have to give me justice. You don't give justice to me. You bring the perpetrators, the rapists and the murderers, to justice, because that is a crime committed against the state, which means judges must not use their discretionary powers to say that, okay, good behavior, you go out. Bilkis Banu's case, all those fellows, all the rapists are out there. Unacceptable. You do not allow anybody out. Giving capital punishment and saying, okay, now go and bother yourself, the Supreme Court, is also unacceptable. Give immediately life term. From there, probably the victim's family might want to go to Supreme Court for capital punishment. But until and unless you are swift and certain about the punishment, the fear of the law is going to continue to dwindle. And that's not what we want in this age and time.
Neha Rastogi, in the RG Car case, no capital punishment given. While we cannot, of course, preempt what the judiciary will say in this particular matter, do you believe, looking at the sequence of events, that this is a fit case for capital punishment?
Yeah, of course, it was a fit case for the capital punishment, as well as the accused has also right to appeal before the other various court. This is process of law. He are going for that. It's okay. It's absolutely okay, and it should be acceptable. Look, what I can understand, we are sitting here for the reform. Right, we are not here to criticize police department or judiciary or someone. We need to think how we can bring reformation in the society. Like, if I'm not wrong, Mr. Sahai was also ex-police officer. He should bring reformation within the police officer itself. Miss Brinda is running NGO. She should take the enormous cases to before the police officer, and she should make the police to work on that cases. Two, we are the part of the society. We have to do our responsibilities. How things should get effectively work in the society. We can't criticize every judiciary or police department or the people. It's all about the society. We only need to work for the society, and we need to betterment work for the betterment only.
Okay.
And of course, they will go for appeal. There is various law where it says if there is good behavior, jail. We need to understand jail is for what? If I'm not wrong, Mr. Sahai, jail is only for the reformation of the person. If somebody later or sooner he get better, improvise, so of course he has liberty to come out from the jail. There is nothing
Madam,
wrong with that, sir.
I don't want to get into a correctional services debate. If you want, we can have a separate debate on correctional services. And given the conditions
But
of
sir,
this
after
jail,
incident,
let me finish.
After incident, we are not here to criticize any department or anything.
We will criticize.
We need
I am here for that only.
Why we will not?
How do you think you are here for criticizing anything? We are here for the reformation. We need to improve the things.
Decades ago, don't place the onus on me.
One second. Give me half a minute. After the Prakash Singh judgment, okay, I have appeared in the court any number of times. against contempt. And I have
Sir, you
stood-
just
I have-
tell me one thing.
Just
What you
listen.
have done for the reformation of your police department?
What I have
For
done,
whom
I'll
you are
tell
the
you. What I have done, I'll tell you. I have created police IT ERP on which India's police runs. It has expedited everything. It has transformed everything. I have given my life and blood to service. Don't tell me what I have done, and I need not be questioned on a panel discussion as to what I have done. If you want a separate thing, I'll give you a complete apology or defense of whatever I've done for 32 years. I have worked here. I have worked
Okay, quickly,
in
Brinda, yes.
Yugoslavia.
Madam, we all will take responsibility. It is our responsibility. I completely agree.
That
But there
is
is an
absolutely.
arm of the justice. Hold on, madam. There is an arm of the judiciary. There is the police. There are executive arms
Right.
that have been constituted by my constitution for a purpose and
Okay.
a duty.
And we certainly hope that those will work.
There are reforms.
The wheels of
Reforms have not
justice will
happened.
turn very, very fast
We
in this
cannot-
particular
we
case.
cannot
We'll be keeping a
absorb
close eye
everybody.
on it. For the time being, my thanks to our guests for joining us. We've run out of time. Let's take a short break.